Generation Iron 2.
We're gonna see Ronnie in Dallas this week. We're doing a project with him right now.
Good.
I kind of wanted to, get your take on your friendship and your rivalry with Ronnie Coleman. So,
Sure.
it's my understanding, right, that after Dorian retired, everybody expected you to win the next Olympia, right? And
Sure.
from what I understand, a year before Ronnie came in, I don't know what place, but he wasn't even a contender to win, and suddenly he beats you.
One of these men goes home with a second place $50,000 check. The other man goes home with the 10th Mr. Olympia contest title and a $110,000 check. In second place. Flex Wheeler.
What went through your mind at that point after having won that year?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't doing well, and we had hit it off as great friends. He turned pro before I did, and then I turned pro and did really well. And he came to me and asked me a number of different questions, and I answered them honestly. And, one of the problems at the time I was working with Chad Nichols, Chad just wasn't really taking on new guys. And I guess maybe he didn't feel that Ronnie was worth taking on. So he wouldn't even answer his phone. And Ronnie just said, Chad won't even answer the phone, man. And I'm like, all right, I'll call Chad. And I go, Chad, why don't you work with him? And he goes, I don't really, just work with the guy for me, And we go and we compete in Canada, and he actually beats me for the first time. And I'm like, God dang. So, the big thing was, people were asking, do I regret telling them, quote unquote, the secret? It wasn't no secret. I just shared with him what I learned. But no, of course not. I mean, Ronnie's a beast, and I think all of us have our genetic code. Obviously that code was in Ronnie already. I can tell that exact same information, and I kind of have to a few people. They're not. So just Ronnie was meant to be that. I'm kind of messed up. I'm wired that I can't hold a competitor down and then compete against him knowing that he doesn't have a full arsenal that I do, and then call myself a champion. I'd rather, both of us be at our best and we go at it and the best man win. And, he's the all-time, winningest Mr. Olympia and the greatest bodybuilder known to man right now. So, no, I mean, it didn't put any strain on our relationship. There was even times where we're both getting ready for Olympia and he's staying at my house, and we definitely understood that, it's not like it's a boxing match or an MMA fight where he knocked me out. The judges made those decisions. So I was never upset about that. And actually, the tables turned where in '99, he won again, and then we went over to Europe, and I took third behind Kevin in one of the shows, and we went on to the next country. I think it was England, and Ronnie called me into his room. He goes, "Flex, what are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean what I'm doing?" He goes, "Man, what are you doing?" And he asked me some questions, and I answered him, and he made some suggestions, and I took those suggestions, and I came back, and it was probably the best look I ever had, and argumentatively, even him and Vicky, his girlfriend at the time, was like, wow, Ronnie Flex is whooping your ass on stage. We're like, man, he is. But what's helped our friendship, he's just been brutally honest. I mean, he's met my family and friends, and he would point blank tell them, if it wasn't for this guy, it wouldn't be nothing. So that kind of continues to fuel our friendship, because it's not like he's not, being honest or anything like that. Listen, there's a point where you have to do business, and there's certain things you just can't say. But, he's been very vocal. I mean, I forgot, it was probably maybe 10 of us legends on stage at an event. And right in the middle of it, Ronnie just stood up, and, the panel, we're all on a panel on stage, and Ronnie just stood up and said, hey, before we continue, he acknowledged me and said, again, if it was for this guy, I wouldn't be anything, and it's not really necessary for him to do that, but, it's great to do that. But now saying that, go back and look at this guy's work ethics.
Go! Oh! Yeah! Come on! Oh! Yeah! Fight, baby! Yeah! 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 All right! Fight, yeah, buddy! Yeah! Oh! Yeah!
Come on. there's no pill or anything in a bottle that had me train that hard with that intensity and to do those those amazing feats of strength and come in that condition. That's just him, and I was in his DNA.
Now, so how much of an improvement did you see in Ronnie from 97 to 98? I mean, we're talking about him placing, I think it was like was it like top 10 at Olympia? Was it like out of the top 10?
Like top 10 the year before. If I can jokingly say, he changed from probably just a mere mortal to a demigod over a year. Just mind-boggling. I've never seen. I don't think the sport has ever seen a change like that ever. Just your wildest dreams, you wouldn't expect somebody to be able to achieve that type of look, and then within a year, it's just. But again, that's just that's like a fire, right? Waiting for oxygen to come through, and next thing you know, it's a raging, uncontrollable, monster. That was just Ronnie. He was just waiting for the right breath of, fresh air to come by, and can't take anything away from him.
Mm-hmm. So do you think Chad was able to help him to unleash that, basically? Or did he see something in him and did he give him some pointers? Was that really the key element?
Yeah, like kind of our conversation we had before as far as gurus and whatnot. It takes a team, and it takes a lot of knowledge to, help build, someone like Ronnie or some of us other guys. But you can take that same information and apply it to somebody else, and you're not going to get the same thing. So no matter what, that DNA was in Ronnie, period.
Oh, yeah!
What I told him was the same thing I was doing, and the help that Chad gave him was the same thing that Chad gave all of us. Why aren't we all Ronnie?
So after that first Olympia that he won, right after the end of the competition, did you feel like, man, I got to come back next year and get him for that? I mean, did you have that urge?
Sure, I was angry, but I was angry with myself, not him. I remember vividly, standing on stage, and we hadn't gotten called out with each other yet, and I remember watching him pose, and I was just, kept thinking, my God, I hope they don't notice this dude, because we were all amazed and cringing. But yeah, I was angry. I was angry with myself that I took it easy. I was angry with myself that I didn't apply myself as much. So I had revenge on my mind, and I came back with intentions of being able to correct what I thought was wrong. And, didn't pan out that way.
Did anybody in bodybuilding at the point where he won the first time see him winning, 7 more back to back after that?
No, unfortunately, he kind of dealt a little bit what Phil was dealing with for a while. When he won the first time, nobody acknowledged him as Mr. Olympia. They still acknowledged me as Mr. Olympia. Actually, right after the Olympia, I placed second, obviously, and he had won. We both went over to guest pose in Czechoslovakia. And I think he was paid like $4,000, and I was paid $10. And here he is, the reigning champion. So he was pretty angry, and rightfully so. Because for about 2 years, he wasn't acknowledged as Mr. Olympia. Everybody kept thinking it was a fluke, and he didn't deserve it. But as you go back and read history, yeah, he shut everybody down with that one, didn't he?